Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 video. It has been a very long time since I have recorded a Fallout 4 video, and I must admit I have definitely been missing this game. Now, if you guys have been following the scene, then you will understand that there's a huge DLC coming in just a few weeks' time called Far Harbor. This is going to be the biggest DLC Bethesda have dropped, and I'm going to be talking to you about everything I know in this DLC, so you'll have that slight advantage of preparing yourself for when this update finally comes out next month. Now, it has been a while since I have done Fallout 4 videos, but I really want to return back to the game, especially with this amazing update. So if you want to see more Fallout 4 videos as well, then be sure to hit that like button. You guys have been smashing that recently, and I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you. Anyway, let's get into the information on everything I know about the Far Harbor update. It's going to be big, it's going to be good, and you guys are going to love it. So what I have done is prepared this video into 3 separate categories. I'm pretty sure you can hear the paper already just waving around. And we're going to start off this video just discussing about the Far Harbor expansion DLC in itself. So if you think it's just going to be sunshine and rain with a few extra creatures here and there, what Bethesda have done is introduced a brand new island which is going to be riddled with new dangerous creatures and radiation. In fact, a lot of radiation for that matter. However, 2 of these new creatures, which have not yet been named, were recently discovered via a Reddit post by William Wallace 2K14. These 2 new creatures include a giant squid, we have got textures of that squid, as well as a ghoul Yeogwai, which unfortunately I don't know too much about. Now, both of these were found in files of Bethesda's Fallout 4 Far Harbor update. Of course, there might be more things introduced as well, but at least we have a leg to stand on in terms of what to expect when this brand new island is accessible in the Far Harbor update. The DLC is also very unique and different because it is currently the largest DLC to date released by Bethesda. So I definitely wasn't joking at the start of the video when I said this is going to be the biggest DLC released by Bethesda, but if you guys want me to help you put this into perspective on how big this DLC exactly is going to be, then let's take a look at what was previously the largest DLC released by Bethesda, and this was on the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, known as Shivering Isles. So if you guys have played that update, or if you haven't already, then make sure you go and play it or just look it up online. The Far Harbor update is going to include more landmass than the Shivering Isles DLC, which came to Elder Scrolls Oblivion. So that's just a bit of perspective about how much landmass is going to be introduced in the Far Harbor update, which is pretty damn insane. If you're wondering where this information came from, all of it was confirmed in an interview between IGN and the director of Bethesda, Todd Howard. However, something else which was also confirmed in this interview is that although the Far Harbor update is going to be larger in terms of landmass than the Shivering Isles update, it's going to contain fewer content than was released in Shivering Isles. Although it's not a significant reduction in content, it just means that if you are to play Far Harbor, yes, expect this update to be larger than Shivering Isles in terms of landmass, but don't expect it to contain more content. So using this information, I think we can guarantee that this pretty much answers every single question in regards to why Far Harbor was going to be less money than the Elder Scrolls Shivering Isles update, because of course that update was worth $30 and Far Harbor cost $25. So that is the exact reason why it is less money than the Shivering Isles DLC. But if you want to put this into even more perspective, the Far Harbor DLC will contain more content than Skyrim's Dawnguard update, which was also a pretty big update as well. So if you want to put this into perspective, this next DLC is going to contain more content than Skyrim's Dawnguard update, but is going to contain less content than the Elder Scrolls Shivering Isle update. But it's going to be larger than both of them, so that's something to look forward to, and nonetheless, this is definitely going to be Bethesda's biggest update to date. Of course, Bethesda have released the basics of the Far Harbor update, but unfortunately, the rest of the content is still unknown. However, this DLC does come out in May 2016, and of course, the trailer is yet to be released any day now. Once the trailer is out, I will upload it on my channel, and you guys will finally see the exact release date of this update, and of course, we will finally see some of the contents which is going to be included in Far Harbor. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I can't wait to see a trailer for this Far Harbor update, and of course it's only a matter of time before that trailer is released. Now this is a great segue into my next section of the video, in which I'm going to be discussing some of the contents which have been leaked out by members of the Reddit community. So although Todd Howard and Pete Haynes, the PR for Bethesda, won't discuss too much information regarding the contents of Far Harbor yet, there have still been a number of leaks from members of the Reddit community, teasing whatever they've gotten their hands on. So although Bethesda have been very secretive in regards to their information, there's still one or two things which were out of their hands, and this stuff was already inside the game files, ready for members of the community to dig up and take a look at. So a lot of the leaked content came from the Reddit user William Wallace 2K14. In fact, he's been making a name for himself on Reddit in regards to some of the leaked content he has released, and he has made himself a very reliable source for this information. Anyway, not only did he find some new creatures and enemies, he also found something else which is definitely very interesting. So the giant squid textures which I showcased earlier were somewhat related to the harpoon gun. This gun was found by modders who later realized that Bethesda cut it from the initial game release. Something interesting about this harpoon gun is that it contains animations from the underwater world, and to make things even more interesting, William came across a text code named testunderwaterscript.pex, and inside this code in a notepad was information about using the harpoon gun. There was also loads of information in regards to using armor underwater as well, which is definitely pretty damn interesting, and given that the underwater world is pretty bland and ignored, aside from a few treasure chests and structures here and there, this could signify a glimpse to something even greater. And if this is not used in the Far Harbor update, which of course there is still a chance it could be, this could be used in another update in the future. And this is because Bethesda have announced that there will be over $60 worth of DLC across 2016. And we have also got about halfway into the $60 budget, hence why the $50 season pass is definitely worth getting if you guys are interested in getting all of the 2016 DLC content. Anyway, one AI character also talks about a giant ghoul whale. Is this Bethesda's way of teasing us about this underwater world DLC? Now, it's definitely going without saying that there's a lot of things underwater, especially on the ocean bed as well. There's definitely loads of unused things which have loads of questions, and I think this DLC could definitely answer all of them. So if this isn't introduced in the Far Harbor update, we can definitely expect something just as cool to be introduced in the future. Anyway, I believe this is a great segue into the final part of this video, in which we're going to be discussing the trivia of Far Harbor. Now, although we can use all of the information provided to us by Bethesda, nothing will beat the information by the actual real-life trivia. And as you guys may know, the Commonwealth in Fallout 4 was heavily influenced by the surroundings around it. The same would apply to Far Harbor. So using the trivial information provided to us online after a bit of research, we can make a very realistic approach into what to expect in this update, and believe me guys, it's pretty damn cool. So to kick things off, I'm going to read out the small description Bethesda initially gave us when they announced this DLC, and this is about a new case from Valentine's Detective Agency, which leads you on a search for a young woman and a secret colony of synths. Travel off the coast of Maine to a mysterious island of Far Harbor, where higher levels of radiation have created a more feral world. Navigate through the growing conflict between the synths, the children of the atom, and the local townspeople. Will you work towards bringing peace for Far Harbor, and at what cost? Far Harbor features the largest landmass for any add-on that we've ever created, filled with new faction quests, settlements, lethal creatures, and dungeons. Become more powerful with the new high-level armor and weapons. The choice is yours. I'm not too sure if you guys got shivers listening to that, but I definitely felt something just reading that out, and I definitely can't wait for this to be released. But something which I noticed whilst reading it out is that it gave a small hint as to where this is set, which is of course on the east coast of Maine. You can find this if you go onto a simple Google Maps search, and you will find something called Bar Harbor, which is of course on Mount Desert Island in Maine. It's pretty big, and it also contains the exact same harbor which was shown on the front cover of the Far Harbor update, so it's safe to say that this is the exact location on where this is set. And after taking a look at a few images of Bar Harbor and Mount Desert Island, it's safe to say there's a vast landmass to explore, and there's definitely going to be a lot of new content which will keep you occupied for the next few months in Fallout 4. So unfortunately, that is all of the information I have for you guys today. There's definitely a lot of stuff to look forward to in this DLC, and it's definitely worth getting if you don't mind spending the extra $25. And if you found this video helpful, then be sure to show your support by hitting that like button, because it would be very much appreciated, and it's a great way of showing your support. And if you want more Fallout 4 content just like this, then be sure to click that subscribe button whilst you're at it, so you won't miss out on any more. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want to thank you personally for being awesome, but more importantly, I'm going to let you in on a small secret, because what I'm going to be doing is running a small giveaway from me to you guys, in which I'm going to be rewarding 4 of you with the Far Harbor expansion DLC when it is released next month. So to enter this giveaway, you must follow 3 simple steps. The first step is to click the like button below this video, the second step is to click the subscribe button on my channel, and the third step, more importantly, is to leave a comment below stating the Far Harbor DLC, and then just afterwards PC, Xbox One, or PS4. This way, when I come around to choosing the winner, I will know exactly which platform you require this DLC on, so I'll be able to give them out as fast as possible. I will announce the winners on Twitter when the DLC is finally released, and of course, if you have watched this video once the DLC is released, then it might be too late to enter into the giveaway, so just make sure you're aware of that. I would also like to mention a small thank you to a friend of mine called TwoDynamic. He is the person who inspired me to make this video. He does a lot of Fallout 4 content, and he's an awesome guy, so if you want to go and check out his channel, I will leave a link to it in the description below. Anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. My name is Nort, and I'll see you guys next time.